Hey everyone, I'm super excited. We have got Music Business Mastery Live coming up. I'm your host, Gloria St. Germain, and I've got Ken in the house today. Hey Ken, how are you doing?
Hey, Gloria, I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. We're just talking today about the power of music teachers. So when you look back at your music journey, and I love how you got all your guitars and you're just a master musician out there and also a master educator. So share a little bit about what's been your experience with getting into the music teaching business.
Well, when I first started playing guitar, I didn't have a teacher, and I had to do things back in the '80s. I had to do things with correspondence, and it
Wow.
was it was kind of rough going. And when I got to college, I got a teacher, and I ended up actually I was his first student,
Oh my God.
um, and and I would take lessons from him, and then the school year ended, and he graduated and moved away.
Yeah.
And I found another teacher and I took lessons from him and he graduated and moved away. And so that kind of became a pattern for me. And
maybe maybe it's you, Ken. Did you think about that?
and so my I grew up. My mother was a elementary school teacher, and I was working in a corporate job, and part of my job and turned into training people on at our company on some software that we use, database software. And I found that I really liked teaching.
Hmm.
And so, my mom was my inspiration, a little bit of my inspiration for that. And I thought, well, what could I teach? What do I care enough about to teach? And that just became obvious. It was teaching guitar. And, in music in college, I struggled with music theory because I was at the time I was new to the guitar, and I was kind of afraid of using other instruments, and it kind of held me back a little bit. And later in life, I've learned that I don't need to hold myself back like that. And been, I found your course, and it bumped my letter grade in college up a whole grade
Wow.
just by going through the teacher certification part. So
Yeah.
that made me realize that I really want to teach music theory to students who don't already have that coming into their lives.
Yeah. And one of the things that I just really admire about you, Ken, is your openness to be coachable, to be teachable, to recognize how deeply music theory is the universal language. And whether you are playing guitar or piano or singing or you're playing drums, like whatever it is, you still have to have that comprehension. Because what I found in today's world is that a lot of musicians, such as yourself, might start off playing guitar and then maybe they'll dabble in keys for a little while, or maybe they
Mhm.
even, start to sing or want to do some composition. And ultimately, they need to read so that they can understand
Right.
chord charts and what are they. And you are inside our Ultimate Music Theory Certification Elite Educator program, and always love seeing you in our coaching calls. And one of the things that I'm passionate about sharing in our upcoming training in Music Business Mastery Live is that we're going to talk about the mindset of what does it take to really be a successful teacher, and what are the strategies that you can put into place so that you can teach music theory successfully and profitably, and what are the tools that you need so that you can be marketing yourself. And what have you found in your business? And again, I'll just pop that up here and I'll put it in the show notes too for Music Business Mastery Live, so you can click on the link there. What have you found that's maybe some of the things that you've come across that your students are excited to learn from you?
Oh gosh. So far it's been everything.
Yeah.
Um, I've got some students that are my guitar students. I've got some students who are piano students from another teacher, and they're all really excited to get better at reading.
Yeah.
Uh, that's been that's been kind of a big deal for
Mhm.
them. Even the ones who play piano are still, getting some notes wrong.
Yeah.
And then the mechanics of it, of how to write music, has
Mhm.
really caught on to some of them. They're like, oh wow, I never thought about which side of the note head the stem is on, for example,
Right.
and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And having that be in your conscious thought, I know from my own experience, makes a big difference,
Right.
especially when you're composing.
Absolutely. I think too, what one of the things that I'm passionate about is that in music, it's about the music. It's about the creativity, and it's about elevating our skill set and our passion for music on the whole. However, it's kind of like learning language. You might want to write a book, but if your vocabulary is at a grade 4 level, chances are your book isn't going to be really that interesting, because your
Exactly.
vocabulary is here. But when we think about writing music as a composer, and to this day, my daughter, you've heard me talk about her. She's a music producer in Las
Mhm.
Vegas. And even though she has all the tech stuff, when she wants to sit down and write, and sometimes the mood is just moving her, the first thing she does is grab some staff paper and just write, because it's there and she's thinking, and maybe just writing down some chord charts. And
Mhm.
even when you think about playing with in a band, and when you think about, okay, you're going to go and do a performance, the first thing they do is just hand everybody a lead sheet. And if you can't
Yeah.
read or understand, which G7 chord and slash, whatever F, you'll think, oh, well, what inversion? Like, I don't even know what that means. So I think
Yeah.
we're really empowering musicians to become better musicians. And as educators, that's our job. And for our listeners, our viewers, I'd love for you guys to share in the chat box, what do you struggle with when you're teaching music theory? How can we make it fun? That's what I love to do, is I like making things
Right.
fun, right? So when
Yes.
you're teaching, what sort of is your favorite thing to do with your students so that they'll be, yeah, Ken, that's cool. What's your secret sauce?
I don't know. For teaching guitar, it's improvisation is
Yeah,
a big deal, because then we get to do something together.
yeah,
Most of the time, I don't even touch my guitar during those lessons, except when we're talking about improvisation. Then I'm playing and they're playing, and it's a lot of fun.
yeah,
For the music theory club classes, oh my gosh, the games are fabulous. The games and the whiteboards make a huge difference in the engagement. It's I've got students ranging from 9 to mid 20s right now
yeah.
doing that, and they all love the games.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to Joanne Barker on that
Oh,
one.
absolutely on that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Joanne Barker is our games designer, and when you come into the UMTC Elite Educator Program, and part of our membership is games that are for every single level, all 7 levels of music theory: Prep
Mhm.
1, Prep 2, Basic, Intermediate, Advanced, and Complete. Plus, there's downloadable games, and they're seasonal. So every single month, there's something new, something different to do with your students. And
Yeah.
even when we're talking about this at Music Business Mastery, is we're going to be talking about gamification. Like, why are you playing games? Well, because you're actually learning through play. And it's a very, very effective way to learn. And when you think about, well, really, do you play games with your students? Well, let's see. Let's think about some TV shows that are gamification, right? When you think about
Yeah.
Jeopardy and all of those games, there's a lot of adults lining up and putting on crazy costumes just to play the game,
Yep.
because it's fun, but because it's challenging and it's rewarding, right? When you're learning and you're playing and you're getting your answers right. So I'm just super excited. I'm so grateful to you, Ken. It's amazing having you inside our program, and you always, bring the light. We love sharing wins, of course, and all of your accomplishments. So what's coming up next for you?
Well, I'm getting ready to start a new semester at college,
Nice.
and pursuing a commercial music degree. And
Wow.
I'm going to be expanding my music theory club classes,
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
going
get
to be.
more students into those.
Yeah, going to be a fantastic year. And I can't wait to see you inside Music Business Mastery. It's coming up soon. So make sure that you get registered. You'll get to hang out with Ken in our Ultimate Music Teachers private Facebook group and meet all of the other team members. So make sure to register. Thank you, Ken, for sharing the love today.
Thanks, Glory.
We're getting ready for Music Business Mastery Live. So make sure to get registered, and we'll see you guys on the inside. Thanks for joining me, Ken. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Glory.
Bye now.
Bye.